You won't believe what happened when the HOA decided to build a railway line right across my family's ranch. It started like any other day, but little did we know this new construction would stir up secrets buried for over a century. My family has owned this land for generations, more than 100 years, and it's been a place of hard work, memories, and quiet traditions. We never imagined that something hidden on this ranch would come back to change everything. When the HOA announced their plans, I thought it was just another hassle railway cutting through our peaceful home. But soon, strange things began to happen. Construction crews uncovered something unexpected, something my family's been protecting for decades without anyone outside knowing. This wasn't just any old trap or relic. It was part of a story that connects to my ancestors. A story that's been waiting to be told. As the railway tracks sliced deeper into our land, tensions rose. The HOA pushed forward, focused on progress, while my family scrambled to understand what had been disturbed. There's a deep history. Here's something about resilience, survival, and the lengths people went to protect their home. But with every step, it felt like the past was reaching out, stirring up old shadows and new dangers. I want to take you with me through this journey, through the challenges, the unexpected discoveries, and the fight to keep our family's legacy alive. This isn't just about a railway line. It's about what happens when history refuses to stay buried, and how a simple trap built 100 years ago can still hold power today. What exactly did the HOA uncover? And how will my family deal with the consequences? That's where this story really begins. For as long as I can remember, my family's ranch was more than just land. It was a living piece of our history. Passed down through generations, every corner had a story. Every fence post held memories. My great-grandfather was the one who first settled here, and he wasn't just a rancher. He was a man who believed in protecting what was his, sometimes in ways no one around here ever fully understood. That's where the mystery of the trap comes in. The trap itself wasn't something we talked about much. It was always there, somewhere on the property, hidden away and kept secret. When I was a kid, my grandfather would tell me to be careful near the old part of the ranch, but never explained why. Over the years, I pieced together bits and pieces from family stories and old letters. Something about the trap being used long. I'll go to keep unwanted visitors out. But what kind of visitors? And why did it matter so much? When the HOA started clearing the land for the railway, those old warnings suddenly felt real again. The crews hit something hard beneath the soil metal. Wood, something that didn't belong to any normal ranch equipment. They didn't know what it was, but it was clearly old and had been buried for decades. That's when the tension exploded. My family wanted to stop the construction, to protect what was there. The HOA, on the other hand, just saw an obstacle. In their way, this conflict went beyond just land rights. It felt like a clash between the past and the future, between history and progress. As we dug deeper, strange things began to happen. Malfunctioned. People got uneasy, and whispers about the trap grew louder. What exactly was buried under our feet? And why did it feel like it was still guarding the ranch even after all these years? The answers were out there, but getting to them would be anything but easy. As the railway construction moved closer to the heart of the ranch, the conflict between my family and the HOA grew more intense. On one side, the HOA insisted this was a public improvement project, something that would benefit the whole neighborhood, improve transportation, and boost property values. But for us, it felt like they were bulldozing over our history, our privacy, and everything we stood for. It wasn't just about land anymore. It was about respect, legacy, and the right to protect what's ours. My family held meetings, trying to figure out the best way to stop the destruction. My parents wanted to negotiate, to find some kind of compromise. My grandfather was more stubborn. He saw the railway as a threat, not just to the land, but to the secret the trap was guarding. My younger sister, who's usually quiet, started digging through old family journals and photos, hoping to find clues about why that trap was so important. The more she uncovered, the clearer it became that this was no ordinary ranch defense. It was tied to something bigger, something dangerous enough to keep hidden for 100 years. Meanwhile, the HOA's construction team began experiencing strange setbacks. Equipment broke down unexpectedly, schedules were delayed, and some workers reported odd noises or shadows near the worksite. At first, the HOA dismissed these as coincidences, but the rumors spread fast. People in the nearby town started whispering about the ranch's curse, about the old trap that might still be active. The tension wasn't just between my family and the HOA anymore. It was spreading into the community. To make things more complicated, a local historian reached out to my family. She was fascinated by the ranch's history and offered to help uncover the full story behind the trap. Her involvement brought new light and more questions. What had my ancestors really been protecting? And why did it seem like the trap was more than just a physical device? As these mysteries piled up, the railway project seemed less like progress and more like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The deeper we got, the more dangerous it felt to keep going, and nobody knew what would happen if the secret finally came to light. Every day, the pressure mounted. The railway construction was moving faster now, edging dangerously close to the trap's hidden location. My family's frustration turned into fear. What if they accidentally triggered something we couldn't control? The old warnings felt more urgent than ever. Late at night, we gathered around the kitchen table, whispering about the possibilities, wondering if the trap was just a relic or something more powerful, maybe even deadly. The historian's research had uncovered letters from my great-grandfather hinting at dangers tied to the trap, warnings to keep it secret, hints about what might happen if it was disturbed. She believed the trap was designed not just to catch trespassers, but to protect something valuable, something we still didn't understand. That added a new layer of mystery, and suddenly the stakes felt even higher. On the construction site, the workers grew uneasy. Strange noises echoed through the tree, sounds like metal scraping and faint footsteps when no one was around. Equipment failed without explanation, and a few workers even reported seeing shadows darting between the trees. The HOA was trying to keep things quiet, but rumors spread fast, and tension in the community was rising. Some neighbors started siding with us, worried about what the railway might unleash. One afternoon, during a particularly heated meeting with the HOA officials, tempers flared. My grandfather warned them to stop before it was too late, but they were determined to finish the project. They said progress couldn't be stopped by old superstitions or family legends. That moment felt like the calm before a storm. That night, the ranch was eerily quietened till the ground began to tremble. Something beneath the surface was waking up. We didn't know if it was the trap itself or something else, but whatever it was coming to the surface. The moment we had feared was here, and none of us knew what would happen next. The railway line wasn't just crossing the ranch anymore, it was crossing into a dangerous unknown. Just when we thought the worst was the trap itself waking beneath the ground, something even more unexpected happened. As the tremors grew stronger, a hidden compartment beneath an old oak tree was forced open, revealing something no one in the family had ever seen before. Inside was an old, weathered box covered in strange symbols, locked tight but somehow untouched by time. The historian was stunned when she saw it, whispering that this could change everything we thought we knew about our family's past and the ranch's history. But that wasn't all. The next morning, one of the construction workers vanished without a trace near the site. The HOA tried to keep it under wraps, blaming it on a simple accident or maybe the man walking off on his own. But we all knew better. Whatever was buried here wasn't just a forgotten trap, had a hold on this place. And now it was showing its power in ways none of us were ready for. my family grew more divided than ever. Some wanted to pull back and leave everything alone, afraid of what else might be unleashed. Others insisted we had to fight to protect the ranch and uncover the full truth, no matter the cost. The historian pushed for a deeper investigation into the box, convinced it held the key to understanding the trap's purpose and, maybe, even stopping whatever was stirring beneath the surface. Meanwhile, the HOA doubled down on their construction, desperate to finish before more incidents could stop them. The tension between progress and preservation reached a boiling point, and the entire community was caught in the middle. Rumors about curses and family secrets spread like wildfire, making the ranch a place people whispered about but avoided. Every moment felt heavier, as if something was waiting, watching. The railway wasn't just cutting through the land anymore, it was cutting through time, secrets, and something far darker than we could have imagined. And the real danger was only just beginning.